Hello, everybody. Welcome to Powercast Podcast episode 7. It is again
Hello.
Sunday, and we have all been playing games as normal. Let's go talk about what games we've been playing, starting off with Brutalation.
So, well, I just got a Quest 2, so I've been playing around with a whole bunch of different games in that. Notably, I played a little bit of Hellblade Setsuna's Sacrifice, I think it's called. That has a VR version, which is like third person, and I've never seen a VR game done quite like that, which is really interesting, and it plays really well, so I'm excited about that. I've also been kind of messing around in No Man's Sky, but I've noticed of all the games that I've played on there, that one seems to run the worst for some reason or another. I had to turn the resolution all the way down just so it could not chug, but my graphics card is pretty old, so it's, I guess, to be expected, but it's just unfortunate because that's the one I'm probably going to be playing the most with my buddy Crow, because he is a big fan and he's on PlayStation, and since they have crossplay, I'm able to play with him, which is nice. So that's pretty much what I've been playing, a bunch of VR games. And I've been playing this. It's an older game called A Night in the Woods. I've been playing that with my wife for probably about 6 months now, just on and off every couple hours here and there. We just finished that in the expansions last night, so that was really, really good. I highly recommend that game if you like slow, heavily story-driven games. It's not really so much a game as it is just like a dialogue simulator. It's just you pick the conversations, but all the conversations are totally believable, and there's a lot of great humor in it. It's like I find myself laughing almost every conversation that they're in. So highly recommend that game. It's called A Night in the Woods.
I'll have to check that out.
Like a N-I-G-H-T or K-N-I-G-H-T?
N-I-G-H-T, and I actually
Okay.
think it doesn't have the A in front. It's just Night in the Woods, and yeah, it's a good game. It's a little short. It's probably about 5 hours, maybe. So.
Okay, sounds good. What about you, Cabbage Cartman, also known as John?
I've been playing Golf It. A little bit of VR here and there. Quite a bit of Apex, surprisingly. And I'm doing the speed run of the month for randomizer at the moment. But that's been a slow run, even though it's supposed to be a speed run.
Okay.
Not much other than that.
Now, when you say randomizer, for those who don't know, that's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Yeah. For Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, there's a Discord and a pretty large population of people, and they do a challenge run each month. And I decided to try out the challenge run this month. It's called like Minimalist, and it kind of sucks. But I'm doing it.
Okay. What about you, PGZNY?
Haven't gotten into too lot. Just the typical Star Wars Battlefront, Golf It, Call of Duty. Haven't gotten into anything new. Like, it's been another busy week for me, so hopefully getting into something this afternoon.
Just been researching crypto.
Nice. Yeah, just researching crypto.
Becoming a millionaire in a night.
Stonks. Fly me to the moon.
That's pretty much an internet thing right now. Not to sidetrack, but like the memes are ridiculous right now.
Oh yeah, we'll touch base with that at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So on to me, games I played.
Yes.
I've been playing a lot of Golf It with everybody and on stream. I've been actually doing pretty well with that. Like a lot of randoms join, or like a lot of like viewers hop in and play with us, so that's pretty solid. And then I've been trying to get back into Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay a little bit, trying to find like a server that I like that doesn't disconnect and crash all the time, that isn't just kind of hanging out doing nothing, that kind of adds to the game. Like we were doing the one server where you kind of had a job or whatever, and you were saying that wasn't really your style. I think I might be able to get into something like that, but that server crashes like every 30 minutes. So.
I don't mind it. It's just it kind of you gotta put in the effort to get a result.
Yeah,
and it means
I got invited to a gang on that server. I was playing last night when I was bored for a little while, and this kid invited me to a gang. He's like, "Are you at least 13 years old?" I was like, "Yeah."
Welcome to the gang, kid. See, every time I try to join a gang, though, they just rob me. So
I don't know. I had to join a Discord server, and I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how legit it is. I might go back and check it out today, but
True.
maybe not. At the same time, might be whack. But
Yeah.
I won't know if I don't check it out.
Yeah, and then we also went on that other server where we ran a what was it, a business of weed. I'm pretty sure it was like.
Oh my god, that was actually pretty funny. Yeah, we found like some, in the roleplay servers, people can mod in like custom environments. So like one of the storefronts was like swapped out for like a dispensary, like weed shop, and it had like bongs and pipes and papers and stuff like that, and like weed on the shelf. And so we posted in the in-game chat. There's like a tweet function, so we kept tweeting like, "Come down to the smoke shop" with the address in game, and it like boils every location in the game down to like a 3 or 4 digit number. So that way you can always just post where you are. People can find it on the map real quick and come down and check it out. And we had people come in and like shop around the shop, like, and then be like, "All right, well, I guess I'm gonna come back later. I'll see you next time." Like, and it was just goofy fun, like.
Yeah.
But there's like not much to it, because beyond just like standing there like talking to people and trying to get people to come to where you are, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I remember us playing Simple RP, and we made so much content out of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what you make it either way, but I guess I want something where there's more motivating that,
Yeah.
like more like pushing you toward like situations and interactions with people, I guess. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What about you, SFD?
The usual Call of Duty. Played a little bit of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 that we got for free. Been playing some Pokemon expansion on the Switch. And I've recently gotten into the World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Oh no.
I know. I've gotten back into that. That's been my hardcore game for the past couple days.
But you have a life. I'm just kidding.
I do
Those
not
are life
have
beaters,
a life.
though.
They are. And that's pretty much it. Just been playing Golf It with friends whenever that pops up, and playing with everybody here.
Oh, just to clarify, it's Golf It, not Golf It with friends. That's a different game.
No, he's saying Golf It.
Yeah.
Comma space. With friends.
Comma space.
Yes.
What made you get back into WoW?
It was just a boredom killer, and I like the kind of juggled storyline between different quests.
Okay.
It definitely takes time to, go do your quest and then return and then get another one and go do that one, and
Right.
it's definitely a time eater.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually just set my my wife's dad. He's living with us right now. Well, we just sold his house, so he's like temporarily in the spare bedroom. And I built a gaming PC for him real quick, and I hooked him up with what is it, SWTOR? So Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, or not Knights of the it's what is it?
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
The Old Republic, yeah, that's the one. And it's been pretty fun. Like watching him learn how to video game. He's never played anything like that before. I gave him like plenty of forewarning about how like this is gonna be really like front heavy on the learning portion. But I swear if you get into it, once you hit your groove, it's like 4 hours seem like 20 minutes, I swear.
Yep.
So he's been working on it. He comes in here like every couple of days and pokes at it for about 2-3 hours, but it's like it's interesting watching someone he's almost 70 now, so like he doesn't game very much, so it's just interesting watching someone who's completely brand new to gaming, just like the struggles that you wouldn't expect to see. It's like
it's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it is. It's I'm not knocking it. I just think it's interesting seeing it from a different perspective than I'm used to.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, last person is me, surprisingly. And I played a couple of games actually this week. I played Prison Architect, a lot of it, since it was free play days. Not free forever, free play days, so you can play it for so long on Steam. On the new DLC came out of it's called Going Green, and it's all about like greenhouse stuff and crops and nice power. We'll talk about that later in the episode, but yeah, it was free. I already owned the game but I bought all the DLC since it was on sale, and I was like, yo, this game's really good. And I spent so many hours in it this week, and it's weird.
It's still free for the rest of the day, I believe.
I think so. Let me go quickly check. But I also
Oh,
played. I also played Devore, which is a horror game, a multiplayer horror game.
Don't you mean devour?
Devour, yeah, not Devore. I can't read.
Yeah.
And that game is still free play. It is till the end of today. So, yeah. But yeah, Devour. I downloaded that yesterday and played it, which was decent. It's hard, very hard, but it's fun. We also played a bit of Population 1 this week with me and John, as the new, like, an update came out. It was like 8 gigs, and it added a couple of new skins, a new event, a new game mode of 9v9, which is not easy. We died instantly. And then
we got trash talked by the entire team. Our
True.
team.
Oh my god, they trash
no.
talked us for the whole game.
Damn.
We
Huh.
died like
Better.
first, and then they were like, "Y'all suck, y'all suck."
They're like, why did you drop at Complex? We're all at Graveyard. It's like, I didn't
I
understand what
don't
was
know.
going on.
We're dumb.
Yeah. And then I also bought Resident Evil 7 this week, which was on sale as well. So I was like, why not pick it up? And I picked it up, and I played for it a bit on stream, and I'm thinking I'm going to save it till closer to the release date of Resident Evil 8 to get in the Resident Evil mood and all that. So, I mean,
Try the VR, or is it just
sadly, PC
Just
doesn't
regular.
have VR.
oh, that's a
It's
bummer.
only PlayStation exclusive, which is sad.
Rah.
But
That's
yeah,
dumb.
and I played a bit of Golf It here and there. But yeah, it's pretty much all I played this week.
I see that Pop One has like a medium comfort setting. How is it on the stomach?
I don't know.
Um,
I don't get motion sickness, so I just have it on off.
It's fine. Okay, well that's good. That's good to know.
I don't think John
Yeah.
does either. Do you get motion
No,
sickness?
if you have like a medium to strong stomach, you should be
Mhm.
fine for anything being like wild, motion sickness stuff. They put
Yeah.
that in because there are a lot of people that like they get into a car and they'll get motion sickness, and so VR can be really intensive for them.
It's actually I didn't realize how much I have my VR legs apparently, because I would watch something and I didn't feel nothing, and then I show it to my friend and they're in the bathroom puking 2 minutes later. I'm like, what in the world? Just I don't
I think-
understand.
The biggest way to judge it is like get on top of a tall building, lean over. If you wobble too much, you can tell if you're gonna get motion sickness or not.
Interesting. Yeah, I found like anything that when it's moving, like because I have a 360 camera and that's what I use my older VR headset to show people my home videos. And if I'm walking around, they'll instantly get sick. But if it's stationary, it's fine. So that's what I noticed.
Interesting.
But I digress.
Okay. Let's move on to.
Yeah, let's get into some quick news. There's a new COD zombie map. Is that out
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
Yeah, so the gameplay got released and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the map drops on the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they should have
It's also
flat.
gonna be free to play zombies on
It
the
is
4th as well.
It is
Oh,
gonna be
nice.
free. It is going to be free,
Yeah.
the DLC as well.
Oh.
It's called Firebase Z, and
Yeah.
it takes place after the events of Die Machine in the jungles of Vietnam.
Yes. I
And,
think it's 1984.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw. I don't
Yeah.
remember 100%.
So
but
zombies is going free to play now.
No,
just
free play days.
time.
The weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for a week or so, just so people can
Just so he can get
experience
more
the new map and then want to buy it.
Yeah.
Well, I had heard rumors about zombies going free to play, but I was at that point, what's there left to pay for in the game? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get people in with the see how good the zombies mode is without giving it away 100%. They're like, come on in and see, it's great. You'll get hooked. But yeah, it's funny. I watched the video for that, and it looked like they pulled a whole lot of stuff from older maps, like they typically do.
Mm.
But the main things I noticed, Tombstone is back,
It is.
so
in
that's
a whole
exciting.
new-
But I never really used
in a whole
Tombstone
new
anyway.
way.
Oh,
Whole
is
new
it?
perk machine, yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
perk's completely different. So it's a bit of who's who,
Mhm.
and Tombstone. So Tombstone doesn't take place unless you unlock it to level 3. The perk
Oh.
itself. The default perk is who's who. So
what a trash perk.
So you're a ghost of yourself, and you can revive yourself.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
Hopefully that works better than it did in Die Rise, because that was terrible.
Yes. Don't think that was a map for it at all.
No, it's like they trolled just for
Yeah.
the fun of it. Flopper would have been great, and they put it in there like when your elevator is
Yeah.
falling. This is a really old school, but like people wanted Flopper, and then they're like, "There it is." Nope, just kidding. But yeah, so Tombstone's back. Also, it looks like the Panzerschreck from Go Red Provy.
Yeah.
Like those are making a return.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be like the little mini boss zombies, and then
I don't know what it's called, but it's not called a Panzer. It's some word I can't even remember.
okay,
The
yeah.
Panzers are those things from like Origin with a.
Oh right, yes, that's what I was.
These are like the weird. I remember it begins with an M.
The Mauler. Mauser?
Yeah, something.
No, that's a gun. I think that I think they're Manglers.
Yeah, that's
what it was.
That's it. So they're back with a whole new boss, which is like a merge of the Margwa and the weird thing from Black Ops 4, what nobody talks about because nobody cares about that
like
monster.
the gas zombie.
Yeah,
the phasers.
So apparently the Dark Ether is meant to merge all things together, and that's what they've kind of done here. So the I forgot what the thing's called, but the big thing, and then
the Elder God.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of things. Oh, and then they also showed off at the end of the trailer the big.
Yeah, the Elder God.
Yeah,
that one was. If you are in the know, you know that there's like an Easter egg in the first map, the Die Machine. If you look outside after you get past, I think around 40, over in the forest, you can see far away there's this giant thing that's like looks like a monster of some sort, or like a giant tree or something walking, and like shakes the ground as it walks. So they saw that and then kind of like speculated on it, and now it's in the next map. So
yeah, it looks like it's going to be the final boss fight. To be fair,
yeah, it does.
That boss itself went through many phases. So when it first came out, it was just no textures at all. You could just see black on it, and then it got an update of it textured, and it had like actual humans on it, and then it got retextured again without the humans on it. It was weird, but it went through.
You know what it looks like?
What?
It looks like the main boss from the World War II zombies. That it was like that giant thing that was a little more gory because it was made out of body parts, but this one it looks very similar to that, and they probably borrowed from the model a little bit.
So that's actually what it reminds me of.
And also the Wonder Weapon looks pretty cool. It's like an assault rifle type thing.
Yeah, it's like an AK with like a grenade launcher attached to it.
Yep.
So it looks like an AK, and it's going to shoot like an AK, so it'll have full auto fire, but I'm assuming you push a button and it changes itself to a grenade launcher, so it'll shoot one big bolt of whatever plasma that is that's coming out of it, and you can switch it between the two.
Yeah, so how that works, it's like a Koshka device from like Moon, and like the Reagan Mach 3. So you shoot it, it lands on the ground, and then you shoot it again with your main gun, like the gun thing, and it turns it into like a ricochet like fire thing. So it's like a sonic boom kind of, and that's what the Wonder Weapon looks like. We didn't see much. They did show us like a cutscene at the start, and it was the Maxis. What? No, is it Maxis?
Samantha Maxis.
Samantha, yeah. Her getting kidnapped by the people who work there. And the whole gist of the story is us trying to go save her.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then we get introduced this new character who looks like the new voiceover guy. The guy who like tells you max ammo and stuff. We saw him,
nice.
but we have no clue who he is. He was just there and shown. But that's pretty much all we know about the zombie map.
At the end of the trailer, it sounds like he is talking directly to that elder boss or whatever you guys called him, and just saying, "Yeah, listen, if you don't return her, I'm gonna kill you myself." That kind of thing. So that might be part of the big boss fight.
I don't know. I think he's talking about. I think that was like the person from the last map. The person from the last map talking to the person in this map.
Who, Weaver?
Yeah, Weaver talking to the person in this map.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
I don't know.
Well, Yeah, if I think that's enough about Call of Duty Zombies. I mean, that honestly went on longer than I expected it
Well,
to.
I mean, it's a
This is
big game.
important,
It's one of
It's got a
the
lot of
biggest
lore.
shooters out there. I mean, the only thing that could compete with that would probably be Battlefield 6, I would say. Just saying.
And especially Zombies has a lot of lore to it.
Well, there was
True.
news about release date and some other news about Battlefield 6, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah.
I got-
They're saying end of the year, holiday season.
Okay.
And they did announce that it was gonna be a cross-gen only.
Cross-gen only?
Or I mean, next gen only. So PS5, PC.
Good. Embrace the newness.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
the way
I
to go
like
at this
that.
point.
Yeah.
And then it just, it allows for less errors. They don't have to pump it out on, tons of different consoles. They can focus on, 3 major things.
And I'm sure they can up the graphics with that too. Instead of having to figure out how to dull the graphics down for like the PS4 and everything under that, I'm sure it'll be nice just to focus on one and really get it looking good and polished before they produce it.
Or the other side of the coin is it allows them to be lazier and optimize the game less, and we don't get any better graphics or gameplay. We just get lazier development cycles that are cheaper.
I suppose
Battlefield's
that would
never
be.
been one for that though. Battlefield's always looked pretty good.
Luke's
Yeah,
a half
I
glass
mean-
empty guy.
It could happen.
I don't see with all the crunch that happens. I don't think the devs are lazy. What happens is it's the publishers. Those are the real bad guys. The devs usually are just trying to do their job and build stuff and do as best they can on the time limit and the budget that they're given. And it's the publishers who are like, let's go, get it out. Also, I know you only have one team, but make it for 4 different consoles because we need that money. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not the developer. it's a product of I guess of its environment. The publishers say get it done now, and the developers just utilize the extra power to optimize less.
Yeah, so it's going to be the publishers who are going to they're going to go all the way to the bank because they're like, now we don't have to buy another team to make this for as many consoles as possible. We'll just force this one team to do everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But hopefully not. Hopefully Battlefield 6 is awesome and it gives Call of Duty a run for its money. Call of Duty's been up on that pedestal for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was the release date again?
Christmas-ish.
Christmas?
Holiday 2021.
Mm-hmm. It's a loose release date, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it could be like November-ish usually. Like first, second week in November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they usually pull them out a little before Christmas.
Pre-Black Friday.
Hot new thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we kind of skipped over the ghillie suit invisibility thing while we were talking COD.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just wrap around back to the shooter thing.
Yeah, while we're on that.
Yeah, I guess there's a glitch. I don't know too much about it, but I saw that the specific ghillie suit, if you wear it, it makes you invisible, like literally completely invisible in the game, which is obviously a problem until they patch it. So
now, is there like anything else you have to do, or is it just put on the ghillie suit, load into the game, and you're invisible? Because that seems too easy. I feel like for an invisibility glitch. The last one involved like getting a helicopter and like jumping out right as it crashed, and like.
Well, I'm guessing it's the texture itself that's broken. You know how textures, if they freak out, sometimes they'll just either turn black or go invisible. That's my guess, is that it's something like that. But I honestly didn't look it up. Did anybody else grab that when I was talking about it or no? I can look it up. You guys can keep talking. I'll wrap around and let you know if there's any caveats to that.
No worries.
I didn't even hear about it, so.
Until now.
It kind of sounds like the care package glitch.
True.
Where you would buy a loadout, stand directly under it, and it would smush you into the ground, and you'd be able to stand inside the box and shoot people, and no one would be able to see where you're shooting from because you're, a loadout.
Okay. Well, we could talk about how this new game, what recently came out on the 28th of January, called The Medium. apparently has already sell enough copies to break even on the development cost, which is interesting for a game that doesn't have DLSS 2.0. Sad face. It needs it. It needs it. I'm being serious. So, I play it, right? And what it does, at a certain part, you split into two scenes. So it's like you're playing split screen. Okay? And it's the exact same world, but it just looks different. And what they do is they decrease the resolution by a lot. So you can actually see its pixel, which is fun. And it still runs terrible. Running at about 30 frames on low for me. But, just import.
I think that's a game that on even like series like X and S is like targeting like 30 FPS though.
Yeah, they still need DLSS, mate.
It's more like cinematic.
Just DLSS. Put it in there, okay?
Oh, Rance.
No, yeah, the puppy. He wanted to be on camera.
But yeah, the game's apparently made enough, sell enough copies to break even, which is alright. It's a good game, alright. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good game.
That happened with Cyberpunk 2. I don't think anybody was really surprised with how hyped that game was, but they announced within like the first week that they had broken even as well. So it's a positive trend to see.
They didn't just break even; they also broke the record for the most digital copies of a game sold ever. But that also counted the returned copies. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I did look that ghillie suit up. Apparently, it's not 100% invisible. It's semi-transparent, and the further away you get, the more invisible it becomes. But it pops back in if you aim down sight or scope. So it's almost like the best camo ever.
Yeah, as long as you're not shooting at anybody or like trying to, then you should be good.
Yeah, just stay a good distance. They'll never see you.
Solid.
What now? About Sega splitting video games and amusement division.
Yes, Sega. They're making moves right now. So apparently, the Sega's chief commercial officer, Toshihiro Nagoshi, he's now moving into the position to be their creative director, and that's going to happen effective April 1st. And then when they're doing that, that's because they're splitting their amusement and their video game divisions into separate divisions. Now, I did see that like this is happening April 1st, so maybe it's an April Fool's joke, but I feel like this is a little early for April Fools, so it's probably not. But both those divisions are still going to be under the Sega umbrella, as you would expect. But apparently the quote says that the move's intended to accelerate global business development by streamlining Sega's structure and and to be able to accelerate decision making. And they also said the split's intended to transform Sega's business structure to adapt to the external environment. Yep. So that's basically. It looks like Sega was moving too slow with their moves, and I'm guessing it was like kind of one hand washes the other type thing, that like they're not in the same headspace there, so they decided to just break them up so they can be a little lighter on their feet. But that's also because of this news, it's driving rumors that potentially Sega wants the leaders of the groups to be able to pivot a little better if they sell. So there's like some rumors that Sega might be selling their company potentially.
I heard rumors about that, yeah, and one of the things that people were saying that I thought was interesting about that is imagine if Stadia bought Sega.
Oh man!
Or imagine if Amazon's new, what is it, Lumen? I don't know, Amazon something, their new cloud gaming system.
Right.
What if they bought it? And
it's
it's a sketchy time with all these big game development studios being bought and sold and changing hands, and a lot of like properties doing that too with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, we could see. I hate to keep being that glass half empty guy, but we could see Sega go somewhere where nobody's gonna play their games anyways. Like
right,
monopolizes it all.
Yeah, I mean Not like they weren't already there. Let's be honest. But
Yeah, but it'd be a sad shift, to watch them go from one flop to another, basically.
yeah, and the game, their mascot is like the fastest thing, and the latency would just destroy that. Oh my god.
Yeah, they'd have to make a slow Sonic game.
Oh no.
Turn-based.
Oh my god.
RTS. Oh no.
Yep. So that's the thing.
On the other hand, though, it could be really good because Sega, like you said, takes a really long time putting out video games. It seems like making decisions. And then when they do, they seem to be questionable. Like those little tiny Sega Game Gear systems that they put out in Japan only. It was kind of like the little Game & Watch system, but they didn't release them in the US, and they only play like one game, or it's like 3 games each. But the screen is like the size of a postage stamp, so it's like barely playable. And I know stamps are big in the UK, Zach.
They're not.
They used to put them on the T.
What?
I said they used to put them on the T. It's a taxation joke.
Oh.
It goes over Zach's head. He's been dodging that for a while.
What
Yeah.
taxes? You know,
Yeah.
you didn't hear it from me though.
No, but yeah, so it'd be nice to see Sega put out more video games at a faster rate, at a higher quality. And more of their franchises, not just Sonic.
Yeah, I think especially lately, Sega's kind of just been dropping the ball on every game they've dropped. Sonic Mania was really good, but it was only really good because they brought outside people, outside directors, outside artists to work on the game. And so everything else they had released since like 2010 has been garbage.
That was also supposed to be like a companion release to like Sonic Boom, like the big new 3D Sonic game at the time, which was a total flop. Nobody's talking about Boom. Everybody's still talking about Mania. So
Yeah, what's
exactly.
really sad too, because I actually, as a Sonic fan, it's always sad to watch, your favorite IP go down in flames. But I thought the Sonic Boom TV series was actually really entertaining. Like it's a little probably not in the age group that I'm supposed to be watching, but I don't care. I like that nostalgia, and I like the art style. I like the redesign that they did. I thought that the energy between the different characters was like humorous and it played well. And then they came out with the game for it and just dropped the ball with how bad it was. I was just so disappointed. I was like, oh, finally they rebooted it and it's gonna be cool. And then
Bugs.
So
Lots of bugs.
yeah, it's like, get your shit together,
All of them
guys.
is
Like you'd
good.
have such good franchises if you took the time. I don't know if it's the stock market where all the investors, you got to come out with results this year, but it's like games. Newsflash for investors, it's a long game on if you're going to invest in video games, you invest for like the 5 years, the decade. You don't invest for that year. It's a slow burn. So I feel like they need to rework how the stock market interacts with gaming companies specifically, just because of the way of businesses. I don't know enough about it to say much, I guess, but like it just seems like it's always pushing for this year's end of year, financial, and it's like, why can't we like block it into 3-year chunks,
That's always been a thing with video game companies, I feel. Well, not always. Since like the mid 2000s, that's really been a big thing with video game companies, has been the push from financial, from the finances side of things to make the game come out at a certain time.
Yeah.
And I think it's just continuously gotten worse and worse and worse as devs and project managers have just allowed it to happen.
Mhm.
And I think we saw its peak with like Cyberpunk. I
Right.
really think that that's going to start to change the flow of things. I think people are realizing that games like Skyrim that have lasted 10 years now, that
Yeah.
have been making money for 10 years,
Yep.
that was a 10-year process to make that game.
Right.
GTA 5.
GTA
Yeah.
5.
It's so crazy to me that I understand they had to hit their window for the Christmas of the year with Cyberpunk, and they couldn't go a whole nother year, but it seemed like everyone in the gaming industry was going to get out of their way anyway, so they could have made a summer release, and pushed it a little longer, and it just doesn't make sense why these games have to. I mean, I understand from the producer and the development standpoint. Like if you're a B tier developer, if your whole bet is that your stuff is going to work. If it doesn't work out, you go under. Like that's the condition of the industry nowadays. I guess it's a very harsh place to be, and big bets, like it's all or nothing out there. So if something doesn't work, like B tier developers don't have the resources to pivot and do something else, try again. It's like it's all or nothing. So I understand that, but it's like you would think with that kind of pressure that they would take it a little more seriously with their launches.
Well, it
But
seems like the notion of that for developers has been, if you're not on board, get out. And when they
right,
get out, more times than not, I feel like the indie games that those developers get out and make end up being massively successful on their own, and they probably make more money themselves than they would have sticking with that main developer. And so I really do hope that a massive change happens in the gaming industry, and that it does happen for the benefit of the consumer,
Yep.
so that we can continue to have great games that our kids and our friends and the younger generation coming in, they could also have great games that they can latch onto and hold on to for years.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
mean,
Cyberpunk wasn't that for this new generation.
yeah.
Well, speaking of consumer benefits, and being in favor of the consumer, there was a lawsuit alleging that Valve is price fixing games, which I guess I didn't hear much beyond that. Anybody else know anything about that?
Let's just pause for a minute. Who is Valve and what do they own for the people that might be just console players watching?
Valve is. You go ahead.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah. Valve is basically, they own Steam. They started out. They came out with the gaming quintessential title that all gamers should know is Half-Life. That was like the very first narrative story, full length, almost theatrical type game. They pretty much set the precedent for all games coming after it. So they became a huge company, and then after they pumped out some Half-Life games, they built their launcher around that, and they were, I think, one of the first launchers, right? If I'm not mistaken. So they came up with the whole idea of a launcher for a gaming company, and then started selling games out of their launcher, just like Epic is doing now, and that's how Steam was born. So Valve basically owns Steam, and let's see, what are the titles they got? Somebody want to rattle them off?
Portal 1,
Half-Life.
Portal
Half-Life
2,
Alyx,
Team Fortress, Team Fortress 2, CS:GO,
CS:GO.
Source,
all other Counter Strikes, CS
Yeah.
Source.
Yeah.
Garry's
Left 4
Mod.
All
Dead.
the previous Call of Duties from Call of Duty 4, Black
Company
Ops 4, and below.
Company that can't count to 3 though. Left 4 Dead
Yeah.
1 and 2, Source Engine 1 and 2.
Yep.
So I've got some more information on that lawsuit real quick.
Yeah.
It seems to be the thing that Zach's been doing is coming into contention. Not exactly what Zach's doing, but more or less the concept of keys being locked to region to region to region, and potentially being cheaper in certain regions while being more expensive in others. If you were to take the physical disc copy of a game, the European edition, and you were to trade it between Poland and Germany, it would not change prices. But right now, if you were to look at the digital marketplace, those two places have different prices for their region locked versions of the game. And so it's been coming into contention against Bandai Namco, Capcom, ZeniMax, and Focus Home, to restrict those practices.
I was
alongside Valve.
I was also reading here on IGN that Steam makes people who sell games on their platform agree that it'll be the same price on their platform that it is on other platforms.
Yeah,
So
I
if
think
it's
that's the
also
main.
selling on Epic or something, that they couldn't sell it for $60 on Steam and then $50 on Epic.
Right. Yeah, because
Yes, yeah.
the region locked pricing kind of makes sense, because there's certain areas of the world that they sell that people don't have the kind of expendable change that we do have in other parts of the world. So for really poor areas, they make the games cheaper so people can actually afford to buy them. Whereas with this, it's like, if Steam is just like, okay, we make this, it's this price, now all other launchers have to sell it at this price. Like, that's just anti-competitive.
Mhm.
So I hope they get their ass handed to them in court.
I like the second part, not the first part.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. The Valve is also getting sued for something else too.
Lit.
The controllers.
Yeah, they pretty much just jacked Scuff's idea. So in 2014, they were, came in with the model for the Steam controller, which has like the touch pads, and it's got some bumpers on the back that you can grab, which is very similar to if you've seen a Scuff controller, the Pro controllers. Those have those back buttons the paddles too. So Steam went to come out with this, and then basically Valve was just like, we're gonna do it anyway, and so they came out with it, and now Scuff and their team at Ironburg Inventions is suing Valve, and they're calling it the classic David and Goliath story, because it's just like Valve's just like, yeah, we own everything. Good luck suing us. And they're like, well, you know what? We're gonna sue you because we're Scuff and we're scrappy, because that's what they do. So, I guess
take on the problem head on.
Yeah. Whoa.
Sorry.
All right. What did you guys say?
I said he wanted to say something about they want to take on the problem head on.
Yeah.
And I was saying something about, I heard something funny about this lawsuit where they were mailing out Steam controllers to the jury. There's like a grand jury involved, and they found, I guess, some like Steam controllers in the back, like a back room somewhere. They were able to find enough of them to send out to all of the jury members. That way they could like get hands on with it. And Valve, I guess, said something about once you feel the difference, like it'll be apparent, that like they're telling you one thing, but what you'll be able to see and feel, your own eyes and hands is going to be another thing.
Right, and they also say that it's going to probably be an easy case for Valve to win, because their whole Scuff's whole case is based on altered graphics, modded pictures, and skewed viewing angles. So they're basically saying, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that story. So rough for Valve right now. I don't think they're gonna last.
I think they'll be okay. What's up with Warner Bros?
So still on the patent lawsuit thing, Warner Bros. Back in 2016 when they released Shadow of Mordor, there was this really, really cool feature that was exclusive to that game called the Nemesis system, where when you would fight an enemy and you'd die from that enemy, it would actually remember that fight the next time you encountered that same enemy, and they would level up separately and stuff. A whole tier system, really cool, really complex.
I remember when
get the game.
When that came out, I remember all the like reviewers were saying, "Oh, this is going to be the next big thing. Everybody's going to copy this. This is like so dope."
I feel like nobody really did copy that Nemesis system since then.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now they're trying to patent it. And it seems like they're gonna win the patent for it. Like we just talked about, nobody's really taken the opportunity to copy the Nemesis system so far. Maybe nobody was, but it would have been cool to see the opportunity for other people to make something like that. And now it's kind of just gonna go away.
Yeah, it seems like there would be some franchises that would lend themselves really well to have that system, but yeah, it's kind of silly that went the way that it did. You know what else was a tragedy as far as being patented? For the longest time, there was a patent on mini games in loading screens, so that's why you couldn't actually do anything except stare at the damn screen, because they patented it and literally did nothing with it. They didn't sublicense it or anything. So, but that thankfully went away a couple of years ago. So hopefully people will start taking. Well, you know what? It's a non-issue now with the new consoles, right?
Right, now that loading times are so fast, it doesn't matter if there's mini games there or not.
Right. But yeah.
Kitty.
Meow. Duh.
So what to next? I guess another quick thing. Tesla has a new series of cars coming out starting at $80,000.
I'll take two.
Yeah, with all that stonk money. And yeah, starting at $80,000. I guess there's different series of them, but I guess even the one for $80K has the equivalent of like a 10 teraflop game system in it, which is like on par with competing with like PlayStation 5 and Series X.
Teraflop.
And I guess they were saying it can play games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3.
Nice. Play Cyberpunk in your Cybertruck. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
That'd be cool. I know most of the Teslas that at least have the larger screen in the center console, you can play some 8-bit games, or I'm not up to date. I mean, I don't have a Tesla, so I don't know exactly what games are offered, but I know you already can play some games. If you're just like sitting there waiting on somebody outside of their house or whatever, you can sit there and play a game on your big screen.
You can hook your console right up to your Tesla. So you could like hook an Xbox 360 and play right off the screen.
I just carry a 360 in my car.
Some people do, man. You never know. A crossroad trip, is take a quick break. Kids are bored. Well, here.
That's pretty cool.
Or
I wonder how the screen resolution would be, though.
It's the Tesla, man. Probably pretty good.
Yeah.
True.
At least 1080p.
At least 4K.
4K.
There was footage released of a full playthrough of the canceled Xbox Live Arcade remake of N64's GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye. So you know how they did like the Xbox Live Arcade re-release of like Perfect Dark, I believe it was, which was also from Rare, which ended up getting lumped into the Rare Replay collection, if I'm not mistaken. Like that version of it is the version they give you.
Same thing with Banjo-Kazooie and the Stop and Swap.
Yep. Yeah, so there was going to be, or those were, Xbox Live Arcade versions of those, and there was going to be something similar for GoldenEye. And now you can watch a full playthrough of the canceled version on YouTube.
Nice. Well, speaking of old janky games, Bethesda, apparently they're making their Fallout 76 a little less janky, or I don't know if they're fixing the jank. I don't think they'll ever be able to fix the jank, but they came up with a big update. Apparently it's the inventory update. So they're adding a whole bunch of new features, quality life improvements for people who actually decided to not ponder what they're doing with their life and play that game. They apparently it will fit one step closer to it actually being a finished game. So there's that.
Anybody here play Fallout 76?
I played it like.
Raise your hand.
I bought the game and played it.
I was excited for it.
It's a cool concept because, like, say, I used to play a lot of Fallout 3 on the PS3, and for me, you get to like toward the end game, and you have all this dope, all these dope weapons, all this dope armor, and nobody to share it with.
Right.
And so I guess that was for me, like, if I thought back in the day, man, this would be great if I could at least like hop in with a couple friends and we can roam the wasteland and shoot stuff together. But
yep.
I just never gave Fallout 76 a chance.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't done. It's still not done.
There's a better Fallout 4 mod than the
comment on it
official
never
game.
let me give it a chance.
There's a Fallout 4 multiplayer mod.
There is, and it's actually better than Fallout 76.
That's dope. See, and that's probably something I'd more be into because that's something you can still like grind your single player stuff up, and then when you do want to play with friends, you just hop in co-op.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the mod's a bit janky in places, but it's better than the actual Fallout 76. So hey,
Nick's co-op.
pretty much.
I mean, I was arguing for the idea for it before it came out, because it sounded like a cool idea. My one of the people I was discussing the game with, he was really very hesitant on it. I was like, this is probably going to be awesome. Honestly, like Fallout does this stuff. This is going to be cool. Like that game mode would totally work with more than one person. You could go kind of like they could scale the difficulty like they do, and your missions would be good. It seemed like it would be fun, but then it came out and it was just sad.
Shambles.
Yeah, one of the great tragedies of gaming.
Well, yeah, maybe I'll have to give it a chance though. You know, if it goes on sale, or maybe Epic Games will give it away for free one of these days.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean they'll have to stop selling the yearly subscription for $100 first, but
Oh my God, yeah, is that's still a thing,
Yep.
right?
I
Like
think it
you can
is.
play it
It
without
is.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
The
only thing,
hubris.
the only
The
thing that gives
hubris.
you is able to host your own private server, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty depressing. Give us some good news, please.
Somebody put in something in the Trello about a new Mario Switch game.
Yep. So I threw that in there. Speaking of it, a couple Sundays ago, we were talking about the Switch and how we'd love to see, older Marios come to the newer systems and be either remade or remastered, however you wanna use the word for it. And actually, in the Nintendo eShop, they actually have Super Mario 3D All Stars. They brought back Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Maker 2. There's just a bunch of new Mario games that are in here. 3D World and Bowser's Fury. There's just a bunch of newer either remakes or they brought back some older Super Mario Brothers, because Super Mario Brothers 35's in here. There's just
So the 35th anniversary is only actually available for sale until March 31st. Grab that while you can. They're taking that off the eShop after the 31st of March. You can still grab physical copies that are in circulation, but they're going to stop, printing those as well. And then Mario Odyssey and Mario Maker 2 released for the Switch. Those games natively came out on the Switch.
Okay.
And then the 3D World and Bowser's Fury is the latest one that's like the port from the Wii U. But the Bowser's Fury thing is like a whole new section with like additional content, where most of the levels in 3D World are kind of linear, more like the old Mario games like 1, 2, 3. I guess the Bowser's Fury section is supposed to be more of like an open world sandbox that you can explore. That's supposed to ultimately end with some giant like Mecha Bowser versus Kaiju Mario like sequence, like battle sequence at the end of it or something like that. And so that looks really interesting. That's the one that I'm waiting on. I think that comes out in a couple weeks. And then also on the Switch, you can already play Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 if you have the online service through the NES app. And then you can play Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World through the Super Nintendo app, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a ton of Mario games already on the Switch. And then the 35th anniversary contains Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy 1, and Super Mario Sunshine. So you get a little bit of like a cross-gen love there. You get some N64, some GameCube, and Wii action on your Nintendo Switch with one collection.
So Super Mario Brothers 35 is actually free download right now. So you can get that for free, and then Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is also free to download.
Super Mario 35 is it's like a competitive, almost like Tetris 99.
Yeah, it's a 35 person is what it's saying.
Yeah, that's another limited edition thing that's going to be gone. That's free to play, but that's going to be gone after March 31st as well, from what I understand.
Super Mario Brothers with a 35 player twist, it says. So, I mean, pick up the free downloads while you can. Might as well.
Yeah. Last year was the 35th anniversary for Mario, so hopefully Zelda gets some of that love this year, with it being the 35th anniversary for Zelda this year. I'd love to see, like, I never played through Skyward Sword. I never finished Twilight Princess all the way, or Wind Waker, actually, for that matter. Like, that whole generation of, like, GameCube to Wii era Zelda games, I basically didn't finish. And so any of those I'd love to see remastered or just even re-released, like, playable on the Switch.
And then somebody, while we're on the topic of the Switch, someone put in here Monster Hunter Special Edition.
Oh yeah, so Monster Hunter is huge, globally, but especially in Japan. I know that Nintendo is releasing a Switch like special edition, like they kind of like they did with Fortnite and with Animal Crossing and stuff, where it's just like printed on like symbols on the system. Like with the Animal Crossing one, there was like the Animal Crossing like stuff on the back of the system, or with the Fortnite one, they had the like just like little symbols all over it and stuff. This kind of looks very similar to those. And Monster Hunter is expected to do really well with the new one releasing on Switch here coming up. When they released the demo for it, it crashed the eShop because so many people tried to grab the demo at once. And so I have a feeling that is going to be a huge success for the Switch. If not, here in the US, definitely at least in Japan.
I hope the Switch needs another good couple successes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't checked out the demo here. I know a couple of us have a Switch. SFD, did you play the Monster Hunter demo?
I did
No?
not.
Have you ever played a Monster Hunter game?
I have not.
No. Anybody here ever played Monster Hunter?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, it's a very Japanese title. I mean, I bought Monster Hunter World. I game share with our buddy Ben. A couple of y'all know Ben, and I game share with Ben, and he got really into Monster Hunter World, but like I just like couldn't get into it. So I don't know if this new one, Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch, is going to be for me, but I'll give it a shot. Especially, I'll check out maybe the free demo.
So
Why
while
not?
we're on the topic of Switch games, real quick, there's a new one coming out called New Pokemon Snap. And apparently it's a new Pokemon game where you explore lush scenery on unknown islands to snap photos of Pokemon in their natural habitats.
Yeah, when
So
that
it
first got
seems
announced,
like...
we talked Pokemon Snap a little when that first got announced. Did you ever play the N64 one?
No.
Yeah, so it's basically the N64 game, but new Pokemon Snap. It was just called Pokemon Snap for the N64. It's a pretty short on-rails game. You basically have a camera, you take pictures of Pokemon, and I believe this is basically just going to be that with updated graphics and updated Pokemon roster,
Gotcha.
which isn't a bad thing. It was a short but sweet game. Something like me personally, like knowing some of the secrets already about it and stuff, I can sit down and beat it in a day, like the original Pokemon Snap. So the new one will be something like that'll be like a nostalgic throwback and something fun to mess around with. I don't know how into it I'll get, but yeah. New Pokemon Snap. If you haven't checked out the old one, man, grab it on on the web somewhere, throw it in RetroArch, and check it
Gotcha.
out. It's
Yeah,
definitely worth playing. That might be one that has graphical issues on emulators, but I don't know. I'm sure you can find a fix or something these days.
Mm-hmm. So next up is going to be Prison Architect. I know we already talked a little bit about it. Zach was saying so.
All right, boys. All right. So
We made him wait this whole time now to talk about Prison Architect again.
Yes, we did. All right. So the new expansion DLC for Prison Architect. I don't know. Came
Architect?
out. Architect.
Architect.
Architect. Yeah, that would. Came out on the
He's English.
came out on the 28th of January. And I can't tell you the price, but it's not on sale with the sale right now because it's new. But yeah, it's added a whole lot of systems. So now there's a new farming system. You can farm now. You can get your prisoners to farm, or you can get some farmers to farm. Whichever you're into.
Get the prisoners to do it for pennies on the dollar.
True. With the new Warden of the Botanist, which doubles the amount of seeds you get and the amount you get from selling your crops. They added a bunch of new walls, like hedges and stuff like that. They added a bunch of new objects, like trees, potato seeds and all that. They added a whole new power supply now. So now you can go all electric, like solar panel, wind, solar and wind. You can do that now. They added a bunch of new systems and quests what are related to it. So you need to do them to unlock the items. So you only start off with solar, and you have to plant so many solars to be able to unlock wind, and then you have to do so many wind to unlock wind and solar. Yeah, the combined. It's weird. And then they added a transformer because you need to transform your like green power to normal power. And then they added a battery so you can store your like solar panel power if you have more of it, what your prison's not using. And then you can like sell that if you want. You can sell the excess electric.
Now this game is multiplayer. You were saying
It is. It does have a multiplayer. So the multiplayer you can only build your prison as like a sky person. But it syncs. So if you build something, they can see you build it, and then if they build something, you can see it.
Interesting.
But you can't play the other modes like play as a prison. You can't play that multiplayer, or you can't play the warden mode multiplayer. It's only the default one. But pretty much, there's just a bunch of new stuff with this new update, and I recommend it.
Well, yeah, it's free. Maybe we could check it out after the podcast here wraps up.
Which game was this?
Prison Architect.
It's just Prison Architect.
The game, but then the new DLC we were just talking about is called Going Green.
I see. Yeah, and FYI, it's on Steam right now. It's on sale, 75% off. So it's $8 if you wanted to just play it full time. You could own it. So
I recommend.
What was I going to say? Zach said too that you don't need the DLCs to play the DLCs if your friend has them.
So, for example, I don't know if you can use the items or place them, but if you join me, I still have full access to the DLCs. So, for example, I have the Sight Quad one. So if you joined my server, right, you would be able to see the Sight Quad people, and we would be able to work on them. So pretty much, I don't know if you can place the items. I would assume so, since I have them, but pretty much you can see what I have. You'll get access to them pretty much. So if you all join me, you would get access to the DLCs for free whilst on that server.
Word.
Which is interesting.
Is that Biz?
Good stuff. So, quick little bit of PS5 news. As you know, I've been trying to cover as much PS5 news as I can. Xbox Series S and PS5 stock shortages will continue through the first half of 2021. So don't get your hopes up. Just like we've talked about in previous podcasts, you can now get custom color skins for your PlayStation 5. So you can do red, black, blue. You can do pretty much any color you want currently. And it's just everything's still delayed, still, in a crisis mode. I would assume that it's all because of the coronavirus and, China's on a shortage of people to make these items because of the sickness. And I mean, we're even seeing that here. There's a place locally that makes plastic products that had to lay people off because they can't get the plastic from the other country where it's coming from. Right. Or they can't get enough of it to keep their production going. So it's just a snowball effect, unfortunately.
Yeah, people are getting desperate for those PS5s, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I didn't talk about it, but there was another news story in Japan. Apparently, they were giving away, or they had a lottery system at one of their game sale places where they gave, the ticket to a customer to pick up they got stock in, and so they gave it out via lottery, and it started a riot, and people. They said, screw the coronavirus. They pressed up and were bashing the counters, and they had to call the police to disperse the people, and nobody got nothing.
I read into that, and so these people were given a ticket for PS5 that were in the box, and the boxes were damaged during shipping. So I don't know who said it, who put this precedence out there, but apparently they can't sell PS5s that don't have an immaculate box. So that's how they got this, pallet full of PS5s. They just saved them until they had a pallet full. Then they did this lottery system, and that's what caused the riot, I guess.
Interesting. Sorry to cut you off, Luke.
No, you're fine. A couple things on PS5 news. So PS5s are in stock and readily available for $800 on eBay. And that's the thing, right? Is that the average like buy it now price is going down for stuff like that. So where it was like double maybe the price originally, like $1,000, even like as high as 1,200, 1,500 people were buying them for. Right now, your average like person who isn't buying it retail and is paying more, more than that sticker price for it, is only paying about $300 more at this point. So, at least we're getting to a point where like $800, obviously it's nobody wants to pay more than sticker price, but you'd be paying for a comparable PC, power wise, you'd be paying more than that.
True. That's what they sold the PS3s for back in the day.
So I mean, if you want it now, if you want to be an early adopter, you pay that price associated with that.
No, you don't. You hold the line and you stick it to those scalpers. Don't do it.
Another thing with the PS5 news that kind of like another thing that I guess I just like to bring back into the conversation whenever we're talking like how short it seems the supply is for the PS5 right now is that the PS4 launched the year the PS4 came out. It came out in November in the US and didn't release in Japan until the following February. And they staggered the release globally like that. I know with certain other markets it came out even later. And with the PlayStation 5, they did a global launch. So where they're trying to launch in Japan and the United States on the same day at the same time. And so that's where that ends up leading to, like I said, compounding that kind of like shortness of units because, we'd already be fighting over them here in the U.S., but then, they're sending a couple 100,000 over to Japan, that we're never going to see.
Yeah.
At least not until the shortage, I guess, levels out.
Yep. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I hear those vaccines are coming, but we'll see. We'll see.
But yep, that's all I got for PlayStation 5 news.
Does anybody else feel like we're living in the Matrix? Is it just me? With all the crazy stuff that's going on, it doesn't feel real half the time.
I don't know. Elon Musk says the chances of us being in base reality are like 1 in a billion.
Right.
That most likely we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
So
well,
and he is the smartest man in the world. So
yeah, I mean, he
obviously
knows
that thinks that.
He knows what's up on his Twitter. He changed his bio to Bitcoin, didn't he?
Yeah, there are I guess former NASA physicists that think we might be living in a simulation as well. So
yeah, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson's on board with that too. So it's crazy, man.
I'd buy it. I could buy that for $1. It's like, the only planet that has life or whatever, thing. Like there's got to be aliens out there somewhere. I don't know. It's like if we could make simulations that are powerful enough to kind of simulate existence, then who says that we aren't in one of those simulations already?
I think 200 years ago the first photo was taken, and now we can almost simulate reality. So in just a 200-year span, you think of the billions of years the universe is out there. We've got to be, right? We've got to be. Oh, speaking of, the Matrix 4 is coming out.
Keanu.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. But yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about all the craziness, though. I think you were kind of leading into stocks and Dogecoin. I think Phil's excited to talk about this.
I'm excited to talk about it too. Oh, you're muted.
Definitely excited to talk about the Doge. To the moon.
Let's go.
I mean, it's trending #1 right now. Elon Musk can't stop tweeting about it.
You almost said it.
Yeah, almost. But I mean, look at it right now. It's on the upward trend again.
Bro, just got
it started going up Friday, and a lot of people tried to get in, and Robinhood held people back. So they're probably just now being able to start getting filtered in, and I'm not here to give anybody financial advice. I can't give anybody financial advice, but
we are not financial advisors.
Everybody is talking about a huge Bitcoin dip next week's or spike next week. So check it out. Do your research.
Yep.
Definitely money to be made.
Where do you do your research?
Of AMC.
I do my research on Reddit, and then I also, branch off myself because Reddit's just other people's opinions. You can't. You got to get your own opinion too.
Right. Don't don't be another one of the hive minds that just copy and paste
Exactly.
everything.
Don't buy in fear of missing out.
Right.
Either.
Because that's how you get
My
whipsawed.
point is I'm just a huge Eli Musk fan, and it seems like the money follows him, so I follow Elon Musk.
Right.
It hasn't hurt me yet, but doesn't say it won't get burned.
True.
You know,
Future
if
remains.
SN9 blows up like SN8 did, I mean, stock's going to go up even higher.
Mhm.
Anyone
What's
got
it,
anything
when
else?
their last rocket blew up or something?
Yeah, you didn't see the video for that?
I missed it.
I mean, I heard
So-
about it. But the stock price went up after that.
It did. So it was even though the rocket blew up, it was a successful test because it proved that they can get an unmanned rocket up and back down to the ground somewhat safely. So went up fine. They put brand new motors in it that had only been static tested before, so they were held inside big clamps and stuff, so they didn't just go straight up to the moon. They'd only tested these rockets, once or twice, but it's a brand new design, so obviously you're going to have bugs and flaws and stuff. So they put them into this SN8 or Starship 8 and launched it. Started coming back down. The legs deployed and everything. Two of the engines cut out, and it didn't have enough power to slow itself down as much as it needed to before it hit the ground in a big fireball. So, but it even Elon Musk himself tweeted that it was a successful test. They got up in the air. It belly flopped like it was supposed to and fell sideways like it was supposed to, and then it kicked itself back into alignment with the earth, and it's just the matter of fact that the brand new rockets that they created gave out.
And because it was an unmanned flight, there was no loss of unnecessary loss of human life like there has
Exactly.
been a lot of the time in the past with exploding rockets, unfortunately.
Exactly. Yep, they're predicting that these new starships are going to be able to take us to the moon and possibly even to Mars.
No,
so
that's
they're going to try and.
That's Dogecoin. Dogecoin's taking us to the moon. Sorry. Yeah. Got you. Sorry to just realize.
No, you're good.
Set me up for it.
So getting back to it, next free game on the Epic Store is For the King. Anybody got anything on this?
It's an indie game.
Ooh.
And it looks.
Wait, is it the game I'm thinking of? Let me go.
A challenging blend of strategy, turn-based combat, and roguelike elements. Each
Wait.
playthrough is unique with procedural maps, quests, and events. Explore Farul in either single-player, local, or online co-op. Normally
Yeah.
$20.
The turn-based stuff looks kind of like Final Fantasy-ish,
It is.
And so, I guess if you like Final Fantasy games, but you've played your favorites to death in the series already, a roguelike Final Fantasy that kind of procedurally generates every time you play it might be up your alley.
It's a lit game.
And that'll be free. It's
lit.
currently $20, but yeah, starting on the 4th, the same day that Dogecoin is supposed to rally up, that will be free.
I got in. Speaking of Doge, I just got in earlier today, and I'm already up $25 from 2 hours ago. So it's definitely the play.
What are you buying on Robinhood?
Yeah, that's the only place that I can, because we live in New York. New York is actually one of the most strict crypto regulators in the world. It's New York State and Iran are the two that are up on how restricted you are. Like, we can't buy anything here. So if you want to buy other kind of crypto outside of Doge and the few that are available on either Coinbase or Gemini, which are the only two exchanges that will operate in New York, then you got to pretty much use a VPN or some other means, because
And then lie about your address and stuff too.
Yeah, well, I think there's certain ways to get around the know your customer stuff. I think that you can buy local bitcoins or stuff like that. Though you can actually have people, you send money in the mail. It's a escrow system, so you use the website, you send money to the website, they hold it in escrow until you get your crypto, and then they release the funds to the seller. So that's how that works. Is there's like private sellers that'll sell you for an inflated price crypto that so that's how that works.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, next game is For the King. Looks interesting. You know, if you're into
Really good.
that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody want to give anybody any shout outs or anything? I got merch available, LukeThomasNY.com. If you go to LukeThomasNY.com, you can watch me stream. You can buy merch. You can donate.
Want to shout out to your
For comfortable.
mom? Hi.
Shout out to Phil for making me $25 just now. He gave me the pro tip. Also, I'll reiterate that Night in the Woods game is pretty fun. So check that out. If you like, short story based, very casual gameplay. I think you're a chick who just came home from college you dropped out of college and you came back to town, and there's some mysterious stuff going on, and you joined back up with your old band. So there is times when you practice your bass, and it's like a rhythm game. But other than that, it's pretty much just dialogue simulator, like I said. But it's good. Check it out.
Bruce, have you played Golf It yet?
No, but I see it's still $9, and if you guys are still playing that, I'll just pick it up now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what everybody's getting into after this, but I'd be down for a round of Golf It with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll buy that right now then.
Yeah, for sure.
Golf
Zach,
Well, make sure to make sure to subscribe. On Twitch, we still only have 21 followers. We need to hit 50 followers on Twitch. On YouTube, I'm not sure what we're looking at, but Twitch is the big thing. We're trying to get this channel affiliated on Twitch. That way, when you whatever for the live stream stuff, for the live streaming side of it. I don't know what I was trying to say. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zach, stop that.
You're being creepy and weird. You're being like your shirt says. You're being cringe.
You're not cringe. You're poggers.
Oh, I want to get a shirt what says that. Fuck.
Just looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yo, I want to get
Give
a
yourself
shirt
a pep
myself.
talk.
No, I want to get a shirt what says poggers. Because I say it that much, it would fit.
Yeah, that would be good. You need a coffee mug.
Luke, we got to get that your pug made into a sticker.
Oh yeah, my poggers thing made into a sticker.
Yeah, we got to do that.
That'd be great.
We got to do that.
We do. We definitely do. It'd be quite poggers if we did.
Yeah, I might have to get it on a hoodie like this. Just
There
have
you
my
go.
own face up.
Well, all right.
All right. All right.
All right, that
Wow.
sounds like a great time to end the podcast.
Yes.
I think we broke Zach. I think
Hope you enjoyed Powercast Podcast episode 7.
Bye.
We'll be back next episode, and we'll hopefully hear Luke sneeze again. Okay,
Mhm.
and we'll see you again. Peace out. Like, subscribe, whatever you do on whatever platform you do. Just make sure to do it. Smile